Should you be eating vegan cheese? For most people who transit from a standard American diet to a plant-based diet, cheese is probably the most difficult food to give up. Very soon you will discover that there is a wide range of very tasty vegan cheeses out there that, frankly, if not as good as some traditional French cheeses, can come very close and will taste far better than most standard American cheeses. Unfortunately, most vegan cheeses may be as unhealthy as traditional dairy cheeses, and here's why. The people who make vegan cheese know that you will be looking for a particular texture, a hardness, somewhere between brie and a cheddar, that will remind you of the dairy cheese you used to eat. Cheese is hard or somewhat hard at room temperature because of its saturated fat content. Saturated fat contains properties to make it be solid at room temperature. So vegan cheese makers find in coconut oil an amazing ally because it's 86% saturated fat, and it is indeed solid at room temperature. So coconut oil is unhealthy for two reasons. First, for every 100 grams of oil, it contains 86.5 grams of saturated fat, the kind that does raise your LDL cholesterol, which is the bad cholesterol. Second, practically no omega-3 and 1800 milligrams of omega-6. So it will contribute to the imbalance between omega-6 and omega-3 fatty acids in the American diet. Most Americans, including vegans, have already an imbalance in their ratio of omega-3 to omega-6. The ideal ratio should be a maximum of 4 units of omega-6 for each unit of omega-3. What I've just said makes the use of coconut oil not a healthy alternative, and yet it's used a lot in the making of vegan cheeses. Incidentally, most of the observations, not studies, observations, that describe the lack of cardiovascular diseases in Pacific Island populations that eat coconut were describing people eating coconut, not coconut oil. As soon as oil is extracted from a whole food, the deal is totally different. Here's a study about coconut oil called Coconut Oil Consumption and Cardiovascular Risk Factors in Humans, published last year. Let's go directly to the conclusion, but you can find the article yourself by typing the title of the study in a Google search. Other nuts are not as loaded in saturated fat as coconut oil is, but the most used nut to make vegan cheese, cashews for example, have a ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 of 117, far from the ideal ratio of 4 to 1, which makes cashews not an healthy option in a country already drowning in omega-6 fatty acids. So, is there any vegan cheeses out there that can be healthy? Eaten in moderation, of course. Healthy means not loaded with saturated fat and omega-6 fatty acids. Look at some of the ratio of the most common nuts here. It's very clear that only walnuts should be used to make vegan cheese. Yes, it's going to be healthy, but remember, it's going to be mainly fat, and fat is 9 calories per gram. So enjoy it knowing it's not unhealthy and that it doesn't raise your cholesterol or create an imbalance in your omega-6 to omega-3 ratio. But you definitely can put weight on if you eat too much of it.